my toy mob? It's your girls, my toy twins. I'm Maya.
And I'm Micah.
And today we're answering the web's most asked questions about twins. In case you haven't noticed, we're twins.
Identical.
In the womb together. So our lovely mother gathered some questions for us to answer that she actually got from an article from Vice where they asked identical twins these questions. We have no idea what the questions are.
So I'm sure you've seen these videos before on the internet from the YouTube channel called Wired. They do a lot of celebrity interviews where they answer the most asked questions about themselves. Me and Maya are not celebrities, so there's no specific questions that the web wants answered by us. So yeah, we're just answering the ones about twins.
So let's get started. First question. So what is it like to constantly be around another human being who's just like you? It's always weird when we get asked this kind of question because me and Micah don't know anything different. That's like asking you what it's like to be just yourself and not have anyone look like you. This is all I know. So to me, it's normal. It's not like looking in the mirror type of thing. It's just like it's another person that I have a closer relationship with.
But to answer what it's like, it can get quite annoying. Our parents like to describe our relationship as that of a married couple, minus the physical parts, obviously. We are together constantly, 25/8. We live together, we work together. We have the same interests outside of work, so all of our hobbies include hanging out with each other. Like, we spend no time apart. Even our rooms are pretty much conjoined, so can't even go to the bathroom in peace without seeing this chick's face. Now, I will say, when you're married, you do have that time apart where you go to work and you're separated from each other. And then you come home and you're like, oh, you missed each other. How was your day? No. Together, 25/8. We get on each other's nerves, basically. Next question.
Do you also have the same tastes? Now, this varies. Let's start with the real question here. Do we have the same taste in men? Absolutely not. We just don't. There have been some guys that we both find attractive, but when it comes down to it, like, neither of us would date that dude.
Now, do we have the same taste in like hobbies, interests, food, all of that jazz? Absolutely. It's pretty weird. A lot of people are like, you guys need to be yourselves, find your own identity, but we just happen to like everything the same. Even our friend groups, like, we don't have separate relationships with our friends. Like, we have the same friend groups.
But that's different with a lot of twins. Like, the twins we went to school with, none of them hung out with each other. It was weird. A lot of them might even know we're twins until it came out in the yearbook and we had a whole twin page because none of them were seen together. Me and Mike were like the only twins that hung out with one another and had the same friends. Next one. Twins often dress similarly.
Can you speak?
Twins often dress similarly. Twins often dress similarly. Why is that? Wouldn't it be easier to have a different haircut and clothing style and set yourself apart?
Okay, so growing up, we did dress alike. Head to toe, everything was similar.
All the way up to high school.
All the way up to high school. Do I kind of regret dressing identical in high school? Yes, but the reason why we were doing that was because it was easier on the other twin just to get dressed if someone else picked out the outfit and you already had that outfit. It's like when you lay out your clothes on the first day of school, like, you don't even have to stress in the morning what you're gonna wear for the day because it's already picked out for you. That's like having a twin. She's like my mannequin. She comes to my room, she's already dressed for the day. I'm like, that's a cute outfit.
But that also ties in with us having the same taste. Mike and I like a lot of the same clothes, so we end up buying the same clothes without the other one knowing. Like, I remember we bought our birthday outfits completely separate, didn't show each other what we bought, and we ended up showing up with the same outfits. So we're like, okay, one of the nights we'll just twin, I guess. And it happens quite often, actually. Growing up, we bought double of everything because also, since we had the same taste, we didn't want to argue over who wore what shirt last and who put a hole in this shirt and whatnot. We had our own clothes, but they were the same.
Now that we're older and grown women, obviously, it's never intentional when we do match, except for this video, because this is a twin video. So now we at least try to like coordinate if we have like specific events or things that we're filming for, but we never try to match because we do want that like divide within ourselves. We do have very different personalities, so we try to bring that out in our outfits. But yeah, when it comes down to it, we literally have the same taste in clothes.
But if you can tell, if you've been here for a while on our channel, Micah's makeup's different than my makeup and my hair's a lot darker than her hair. So we have a little bit of differences, not too much though. Enough to where you can tell us apart. Next one. Do you regularly take advantage of the fact that you can easily pass for each other?
We do not. There's only a handful of people that I would be comfortable with like testing out if they can tell us apart. And usually those people know us so well that it's not even a question who is who because our personalities are entirely different from one another. And once you get to know us, like not only do our personalities tell us apart, but our features begin to look a lot different. Does that make sense?
Yes. I mean, I get what you're saying because I know where you're coming from. We get asked all the time by strangers if we ever switched classes in high school or took each other's tests. And all of the twins we've met, they all took each other's tests for them. And I was like, I have a guilty conscience. I could not let her take my test or vice versa, let alone do I trust her with my grades, even though we both had really good grades. I would not feel comfortable doing that. But I do like to like send baby pictures to like a guy I'm talking to, because I'm like, you better like understand who's who. So I'll like send them baby pictures and be like, tell who's who. If that person gets them right, I'm like, he's perfect. Not necessarily, but you get what I'm saying. He could tell us apart. If you can't tell us apart, it's a no-go.
Yeah. I will say though, there was one teacher, one of our favorite teachers in high school, that we wanted to see if he could tell us apart. So after lunch, Maya went and sat in my chair, and he didn't even look in her direction. He literally said, "What's up, Maya? What are you doing in my class?" Because he knew that he had me that period. Like, he could just tell by like the freaking aura in the room that it was Maya. I have no idea. It was so weird.
It also doesn't help that my friend was like, "What are you doing in here?"
Yeah.
I was like, shh, wait, we're trying to see something.
Also, we would never take advantage of swapping periods and taking tests, because even if we weren't in the same class, we had all the same classes, so we would have to take the test anyways. And we are pretty much the same as far as intellectualness.
Intelligentness? Maybe we're different. Next one. Is it true that you always know what the other is thinking? This is kind of weird because it's yes, but it's also no. So there would be like weird times where, for instance, I was in class and I was like, this feeling came over me. I was like, why do I feel... Stop! Like, why do I feel like sad all of a sudden? I'm like, I'm really sad. I cannot figure out why. I was literally just doing my work. I went to lunch right after that and Micah was crying and I was like, how long have you been crying for? And she's like, that last whole period. And I was like, that's weird because something came over me. It was really weird. But do I know what she's thinking? I guess me and you have this thing where we just look at each other and we're like, if we're in a situation, we're like, I know exactly what you're thinking,
yeah,
and vice versa. But can I tell what she's thinking right now? No.
I personally don't think twin telepathy is real. Yes, we can feel each other's emotions to a certain extent. It's not like hitting the other and then the other one can feel it. I will say, however, there's several different occasions where I got hurt or she got hurt and those bruises appeared on the other twin. I got a black eye one year from falling on cement and she literally started forming the exact same black eye on her face and nothing happened to her. Or she had a big bruise on her arm and I literally got the same bruise on... It's weird stuff like that. We just feel for each other emotionally, not mentally like that. My turn. Which way do I rip them from?
Right to left. Or left to right. People are gonna think I'm a ditz.
I thought you were gonna say something else. People are gonna think you're ditzy?
Ditzy, yes.
How do you behave when a guy shows some interest in one of you, given that you're almost interchangeable looks-wise?
This is something we're struggling with right now. At least I am. I don't know about you.
So it's easy for us because, like we said, we do not have the same taste in guys. So if I ever see a dude that I find super attractive and that I'm into, I never have to worry about her being into them. But I do have to worry, however, about them liking her more than me. It's always an insecurity in the back of my head that they liked my sister before they considered me, and they only took the opportunity to get to know me because I was the only one out of us two that liked them.
And some people like to play like second chance. So like they are interested in one twin and that twin's like, I'm not interested in you, then they immediately go to the next twin as if me and Micah don't talk about that person. So I'm like, you have to be so dumb. And that's one of the biggest turnoffs you can do to twins, is hit on one and then the other, or ask to have both. You just don't do that. Would you date your sibling's significant other with them? I don't think so. But yes, that has been a big insecurity of mine. A lot of the times when we go out, I mean, obviously Micah is the more attractive twin.
I do not want to hear. We're not getting into this.
So this is my answer. A lot of times I'm sitting back and watching all the dudes hit Micah up and I'm just like there. I'm like, yes, go Micah. I'm usually just there.
Yeah, whatever. Obviously that's not an insecurity we can ever get over. We're just gonna have to live our whole lives hoping that our significant other is not attracted to our twin. I will say for myself, I could never date a twin.
No, I think twins are so weird.
That would
like
be
when
freaky.
I see twins and they dress alike and stuff, I'm like, y'all are freaky. Like, I cannot. It's scary. Also, to add on to that, to me, I just come to the fact that like obviously our features are very similar. So if someone finds us attractive by looks first, they're probably gonna find my sister attractive too. But it's a matter of when they get to know you and they know your personality versus your twins. That's when they really start to like you.
Yeah, but the thing that worries me is, say they didn't know I was a twin and then I introduced them to you and then they're like, oh shoot, I got the ugly one. That's what's always in the back of my head.
I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I stalk the socials of someone I'm interested in. So I feel like we're on each other's socials all the time, so they would instantly figure that out before anything came of it.
Yeah, but what if they're just sitting there debating which one to DM. Well, this one has eyeliner and this one is taller.
Well, then he's not for either of us.
But we don't know if he did that debate.
It will
in his
come
head.
out.
It's just something we have to live with. It sucks, basically. I do want to add on to that, however, the guys that I have like talked to have tried to reassure me that I'm the twin that they're interested in by like downplaying her or dissing her in some way, and vice versa.
It's like a backhanded compliment.
Like saying, oh, but you're the prettier twin. That is an immediate turn off. Like, do not tell twins that their twin is ugly or anything to hype the other one up, because if you talk bad on their twin, like that's an immediate turn off. Like, no.
You think getting through the parents is hard? Like getting the parents' approval is hard? Getting the twins' approval is even more hard because we have a closer bond than we do with our parents, and so we're gonna be even more tough on you.
Have you ever kissed / slept with the same guy? Have we ever slept with the same guy?
I don't think so.
Newsflash, me and Maya are 21-year-old virgins. Not that it's a big deal or anything, but just to clarify on that question. Maya also has never had her first kiss. So no, we have not kissed the same guy.
And that would never happen.
I've only kissed one dude in the 21 years of my life. So yeah, I don't think Maya has kissed him.
Yeah, I don't think you've slept with anyone either.
Yeah, no, definitely haven't done that.
I can't speak for all twins though. There's probably some twins out there that have.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Another question that we get a lot that irks my nerves is like, oh, what would you do if your boyfriend mixed y'all up and kissed the other one?
It's such a dumb question, because think of it the other way around.
We know who our boyfriend is, and we know that we're not his girlfriend. Why would we allow him to kiss? Like, no, that's so dumb to think. No offense.
Just because you forgot who's who doesn't mean we forgot who's who. I know I'm Maya at the end of the day. She knows she's Micah, and I know I'm definitely not attracted to the guys that she's attracted to, so
same. How does your relationship influence your outside relationships? Oh my gosh, this is rough because if I'm really into a guy, I already know in the back of my head how tough it's gonna be to get her to be on the same page as me as far as seeing him as a good guy that's good for me.
Well, if he's a good guy, that's easy to see.
I know, but
it's getting you to understand. Because I'm not gonna lie to you.
I know.
Because at the end of the day, who has your best interest at heart?
You, Maya.
Yep, so I'm not gonna lie to you.
Once one twin has their mind made up about someone, it usually doesn't take a lot for the other twin to be like, absolutely not. That it's pretty much a done deal after that. It's a lot to win over the twin. Once your significant other's like on bad terms with your twin, it's really hard to like mend that, and you're like stuck in the middle and feel super awkward between like, oh, but I really love you, but I also really love you, and value your opinion. Is a mess.
It's really not when you just pick a decent one. There's easy ways to go about dating a twin. For instance, like, make sure you acknowledge her twin. Like, one dude bought me flowers for my birthday that was interested in me, but he also bought my sister flowers. But he made sure that they were very different flowers. That way he knew that, like, hey, I'm about you, I like you, but I also kept in mind that it's also your sister's birthday. Because, like, obviously we share a birthday, you know? So it's just things like that to keep in mind. You know, saying hi or bye to the other twin.
Okay. He bought you flowers.
Yeah, he did.
Second to last question. What was the most embarrassing situation you ever found yourself in because of the fact that you're twins?
Embarrassing?
I don't know if there's ever been embarrassing moments. We've had funny moments, like when we were on the basketball team. I think Maya had one more foul till she was pulled out of the basketball game, and they actually called a foul on me that was meant for her, and I was like, hold up, and on my team, including my coach, was like, be quiet, Micah, take the foul so Maya won't get pulled from the game. Stuff like that. Something that wasn't embarrassing, but I was like, really? Obviously, since we're twins, like, I'm her ride or die, she's my ride or die, we're gonna stick up for each other, like, no matter the situation, even if my sister is in the wrong.
Oh my gosh, I know what you're talking about. I was not in the wrong.
No, I'm saying, like, regardless.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. We were in a physics class together, we sat with each other, we worked together in that class, This teacher,
bad teacher.
He was not a good teacher. He was weird with the students, really hated us for some reason. I don't know, whatever the case was. It got to a point where Maya was like, I'm sick of this, I'm going to the office, and she stood up and she was like, who's coming with me? Everyone was sitting there, and I was just minding my business doing my work, and I was like,
you didn't explain though. Everyone does not like him because he's weird. He just throws random grades out. Like, he's a terrible teacher. Everyone in our classroom was like, yo, we all need to go to the principal's office about this dude because this is not okay anymore. And we're like, yeah, let's do it. Opportunity arose 2 days later. No one wanted to go to the office. And I was like, oh, that's what we're doing? Okay, I'll go to the office. And then guess who went to the office after class was over?
a few people.
But
in the moment, when I was minding my business and you guys were doing y'all's back and forth, even the teacher, Maya goes, I'm going to the office. Who's coming with me. Dead silence, crickets. I get up and I pack my stuff and I just go with her because obviously, like, how would I look if I didn't stick up for my twin, you know? So I think situations like that are pretty funny.
But if she wants to talk about being the only one sticking up for someone, this chick in the 2nd grade, you know when you have to move clips?
Oh my gosh, the 2nd grade?
Stuff, you know when there's green, yellow, red? Yeah, those clips. Our teacher was gone from the classroom, and so everyone, you know, acts all rowdy while the teacher's not there. So Michael, I guess, was on the lookout. Teacher was coming. She yelled, "Teacher's coming!" like in the middle of the school. So it was very loud. A lot of people heard her, so all the kids were like hurrying back into their seats and da-da-da. Teacher comes in, she goes, "Who just yelled in the hallway?" And everyone pointed at Micah. Everyone but me. And she's like, "Maya, did your sister yell in the hallway?" And I was like, "No." And guess who had to move their clip? Both of us. Last question. I think this is the fastest video we've filmed in a very long time. Grab it. Grab it.
Do you ever think about how life would be if the other wasn't there, or if you grew apart at some point? Excuse me.
I almost cry if I think about this.
I literally I tell Maya every single day, I'm like, I better die before you. Not to be morbid, but I have to die before her. I don't even want to know what life is like without her. I think that would just be like, ooh, I don't want to think about it.
I've already pictured it and got watery eyes because of it. If Micah were to pass before me, because that's how apparently she wants to go in the order, I will starve myself to death.
Maya!
I will not leave my room. I will not live life. And I will not eat and drink anything.
It'd be so weird because it's more than just like a friendship, you know what I mean? We're emotionally like bonded.
I got to cry?
No. I literally don't know how to.
Are we gonna cry?
No, I'm really not.
You know how they say like when old people go, the significant other is not long after? Because they're so bonded and stuff. I feel like if one of us were to go, of like a piece of the other one would die with her. And like, it sounds really morbid. But like, I would not be able to go on with life. Like, it'd be hard, like really hard in general with anyone in my family because we're all really close.
Yeah, losing someone is never easy. But twins are like, you were literally formed in the womb together.
Take a shot every time we say literally, by the way.
What was the other part of the question? Or if you grew apart at some point. I do not think there will ever come a time where me and Maya will grow apart from each other. I just don't see it happening. Like, we couldn't even live in separate cities from one another. I just don't think there would be a big enough argument that we would get into where we wouldn't want to communicate with one another anymore or have contact with each other. There has been times where we're like, ooh, I don't know how much longer we can work together.
But that's just because we're constantly with each other. Yeah. So like the longest we've ever been apart was
5 days?
5 days? Was it 5 days?
I think it was 5 days.
I thought it was like 3. It went by so fast. But that was for a video. So we've never actually like, I mean, we haven't gotten to that part in our lives where one of us gets married and like we separate. Like, we don't know what's gonna come of that, but there's never gonna be something that like is detrimental that we won't be on speaking terms. I mean, like if you probably like slept with my husband and had his kid or something.
That would never happen.
Yeah.
1, it's morally wrong, and 2, I'm not attracted to the guys that you are attracted to. So.
And 3, I can't ever get a man. I don't even know if I'd be married.
Don't die, Maya! Don't die, Micah! Let me die first. So, moral of the story, it's awesome being a twin. I feel sorry for all you non-twins out there. This is my best friend, my for lifers.
I would honestly, like, on the outside, I'd be so jealous of twins. I'd be like, what is that relationship like? Oh, that was one of the, something that said embarrassing that has happened because you're twins. I remember one time, Micah was with the dude that was really attracted to her at the time. Huh? And we were sitting there, we were talking. I forgot what we were talking about. But me and Mike were talking and he was sitting there listening. And I was like, well, no, that don't matter because mine look like yours. And we're talking about
our bodies.
Our bodies. We have the same bodies. And he immediately got, he's like, no. No, you don't look alike. And I'm sitting there and I'm like,
he's like, don't even say that. I don't even want to think like that. Like, think about that. That's where I go into, I could never date a twin. Like, that's just so weird.
But like, yes, our bodies look the same. They're a little,
to a certain
they're slightly different. Like, I'm built more like my mom. Like, I'm a little thicker than Micah is. And she's built like more lengthy than I am. But for the most part, our bodies look the same. Sorry to scare any of you out there that are dating twins.
That's it for this week's video, guys.
We hope you enjoyed.
Hope you gained some insight on what it's like to have a literal soulmate partner that was made for you in the womb, created by God himself.
Comment down below if you guys have any other questions about twins that y'all want answered.
This week's post notification shout out goes to Jose Lara. Thank you, Jose, for
liking this video,
commenting tacos down below,
subscribing to your girl's YouTube channel,
and following your girls on IG and Twitch. If you want a post notification shout out in next week's video, all you have to do is everything Jose Lara did.
too.
Adios, amigos.
And as always, stay beautiful, my loves. Mwah.
Oh my gosh. Favorite color?
One, two, three. Purple. Favorite animal? 1, 2, 3. Chinchilla. Favorite number? 1, 2, 3. 7.
Again, favorite number?
1, 2, 3. 12. Everyone thinks that's so real. You just gotta realize we get asked these questions all the time. We just know what the other one's gonna say.
We just know the other person so well, we know their answer.
Favorite food? 1, 2, 3. Chicken. We don't get asked that one yet. Now we know.
It'll be chicken.